All right, back in the early edge, I'm Eric Casillas, Timmy Doyle, Larry Hartstein, Mike McLaurin. What if we had the Eastern future in our hands and we could look into the crystal ball and figure out who was going to win the East? What would it look like? Where are the odds? And where's the best play? Obviously, the Celtics are going to be the big favorites, but is there another way to play this? Because you know they're not giving Boston away. Now, one thing I always say, people say, do you want the Celtics or everybody else? You don't get everybody else. You get the 3 teams who play the Celtics, right? That's it. You're getting 3 teams. You don't get everybody else. The 3 teams who play the Celtics. So, is it the Celtics or somebody else? Where do we want to go if we look at the East? Where's the best play? Larry Hartstein, you're first.
Well, this number is coming down, but I still think value on the 76ers. This was the team with the best net rating up until 2024 when injuries started to hit, and now they're healthy. They added Buddy Hield. They added Kyle Lowry. DeAnthony Melton is back, and Joel Embiid is an MVP, and you just added him, and they're 8-0. And would it surprise anyone if Nick Nurse, who has won an NBA title, outcoaches Joe Mazzulla in a Eastern Conference Finals? I like the way this sets up for the 76ers if they get that 7 seed to go all the way and take the East.
No doubt there's some value on the 76ers side, but I am on the chalk here on the Celtics. This team is clearly the best team in what I think is a watered-down Eastern Conference overall, but it's really how they're doing it. Unheard of offensive rating, really strong defensive rating, but perhaps the thing that I like most is they do it while playing with a well below league average pace of play. They're just in control. They're a fantastic basketball team that has all of the pieces to play playoff basketball. I think this is their year to at least get to that final. I like it here still at minus 190. I honestly believe this still should be a minus 250 price point.
I'm just laughing because I have the Magic. I just went like, you ever get free bets? By the way, thank you for those. We need more free bets. And I have the Magic at 40-1 in 2 different free bets to win the Eastern Conference. Now they're 65-1. So I guess I don't even have much value in these bets. I made them like 3-4 months ago. When I have a late night, Eric, I look like Elvis directly before he died. Like I'm bloated and stuff. But I'm going to take a page from the King and say, it's now or never. Like, if you don't win this year in Boston, they brought in Porzingis, they brought in Drew Holiday. EK, what are they going to do? Break them up again? Like, I can't see. I've been on the 76ers train before with Harden, so I get what Larry's saying, but man, they broke my heart so many times. If you're thinking of betting the Bucks, come out to Chicago. I'll kick you in the shin. I'll give you half the money back that you're thinking of wagering. They have no chance, okay? So, I can't really make a case for anybody else in the East. So I think the Heat are intriguing if they can flip that switch. So I think it's Boston or bust.
We need a game show because I literally wrote down Celtics, Sixers with a question mark, and then wrote nobody else. And that's what we got. I mean, that's what I mean. Look, minus $1.90 offends me. No. I saw that movie last year. It wasn't that good. I mean, they did it once. They're not doing it again. That's too many games in a row, right? And no. The Sixers, maybe. Because they're 31-8 with Embiid. If he's healthy and they get on a roll, maybe. Especially because if they win, they would get in the 7 seed. They'd be on the opposite side of the Eastern Conference bracket than Celtics. And then maybe he gets a little, more into it as things go. Completely healthy when they get there and all the pressure on Boston. I think that's the only way you could do it. You either take the long shot with the Sixers or you take the chalk with the Celtics. And that is the only 2 teams that I could see coming out. All right, let's go west, young man. That's Horace Greeley for you historians. He's the one who said that. Anyway, the West is brutal. Brutal. I mean, just look at the first round series. Either Anthony Edwards or Kevin Durant is going home, right? Either Kawhi Leonard or Luka is going home. I mean, this is ugly. This is the SEC in football in their heyday. Who's coming out of here? I don't know. I'm just trying to find Alabama. What's the best bet out west? Timmy, you're first here.
I think it goes through Denver. I know it's kind of boring to take the 2 chalks here, but you could go through every team, and I'm sure Mike and Larry will, of, yes, there's some intrigue and there's some superstars, but man, there's some pimples. And they are some really ugly whiteheads that I always pop whiteheads. I don't know about you guys, but I just can't touch so many issues with so many teams, whether it's youth or health or defense or too old. So at the end of the day, I said this before and I'll say it again. That guy right there is the modern day Larry Bird, the modern day Magic Johnson rolled into one. And in every single year in the 80s, one of those guys made the finals. I'm not betting against Jokic at the height of his powers, so give me the Nuggets.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's the Denver Nuggets here. You got the best basketball player on the planet in Nikola Jokic. They've been here before. I love Jamal Murray. He simply plays his best basketball against the best competition. But you have to talk about the other supporting cast. Michael Porter Jr., just a freak athlete that can go have big games at any given moment. And Aaron Gordon, one of the best on-ball defenders in the NBA, especially when they run into matchups, whether it's Kevin Durant, LeBron James. He has the athleticism and the size to slow those guys down just enough. I love Nikola Jokic. I love the Nuggets here. They should be the favorite. Not quite as big as Boston because of the strength of the conference, but I still think this thing should be even money for the Denver Nuggets.
Well, you guys are really going out on a limb there. I'm going to take the Phoenix Suns to upset the apple cart because this team is healthy. They won 49 games and they did not have the big three healthy for a lot of those games. But it's not just the big three, talking about Beal, Durant, and Booker, but Nurkic is playing well. Grayson Allen is playing well. Top 10 defense over the last couple of months of the season. That they had a murderer's row schedule to finish the season and they went 7-3. And oh yeah, they won twice in Denver this season. So if there's one team that can take down the Nuggets, I think it's the Phoenix Suns.
The only other team I saw other than Denver, and you know, I like Jokic like I think we're related. Like I think I'm one of the Jokic brothers all tatted up sitting behind the basket. Like, I mean, I argue he should won the MVP 4 straight years. There's no two ways about it. The only other team that I would make a small case for, believe it or not, is Dallas. Because I have the great player. They were 16-2 before their last 2 games of the regular season. And when they put Daniel Gafford in the starting lineup, they suddenly became this defensive monster on the inside. What, no center had more than 16 points against them in the last 18 games, and there was a bunch of good players? We kept killing it on the props. Suddenly, they now play defense. It's the Nuggets, don't get me wrong. But if I were going to pick a second team, I think we've hit it. You go Suns, you go Dallas, but man, that West is just brutal. All right, pick to win the whole thing. Let's make it quick. We got to do it. Look, if you like the Celtics and Denver, if you want to go exacta, that's plus 250 if you want to call both of them. That's probably the better way to go, right? Plus 250, and you get the Celtics and Denver. But Tim Doyle, what's your pick to win the whole thing? Let's move it.
A hilarious Maverick story. The GM, Nico Harrison, and I were at a game together, and I said, you guys need a lot of help. He didn't find my comment to be too funny. Give me the Nuggets here, plus 300. I'm going down with the Joker. He makes hard baskets, and there's still value here, so give me Denver.
I'm right there with you, Tim. It's the Denver Nuggets 3-1. We haven't even talked about some of the altitude advantage that they get after those long 7-game series. When you get to that point in the season, they're the best team with the best player, in my opinion. They are battle tested. They've been there before. We've seen Boston choke many times. I like the Denver Nuggets here, 3-1.
I'll take a shot 16-1 on the Sixers. I do not believe this is the same team. They've got a better coach. They're healthy. And like I said, they led the NBA in net rating when they were healthy in the first part of the season.
Look, I like Celtics Denver exacta at plus 250. And if you think Denver's going to win, that goes to 650 Denver to beat the Celtics in the final. So you could do that. If you believe in the Celtics, instead of going Nuggets 300, you go Nuggets over the Celtics at plus 650 and take that one if you wanted instead. But yeah, I could see where you're headed there. All right, let's go recap and see where we are. NBA, man, I'm into it. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Look at that. Look at those handsome gents. Tim Doyle got the shoulder slug right there. Look at that. One shoulder closer. Look at Larry. Larry's got that I know smile right there. I know I'm right. And Mike McClure decided to go with the beard, looking good. And there are your selections. Everybody kind of likes Denver. You know, you get the Joker. When the pay window opens up, that guy was certainly there every game last year.